Hi, my loves. My name is Pia. I'm an astrologer and manifestation coach for everyone who is new here. I am so excited. I have another tarot reading for you today, and it's going to be a very cool one, especially after the last Mercury retrograde phase. I feel like we are diving in a whole new chapter here with the message that I got. There is something about you really standing up for what it is that you desire, you really feeling deserving of what it is that you desire, and you really taking action towards it. This could be different for different people. As always, I am just reading into the collective. So that means that I cannot go into, every specific journey or every specific path. But if you are, by the way, if you are interested in having a one-on-one reading with me, then I have options down below in the description box. If you want to work with me one-on-one, you'll find a link with all the information down in the description box. For this reading, though, as I said, this is a collective one, and there are many different ways how this could play out. For some of you, this might be in your relationships. For some of you, this might be in your job, in your passion, whatever feels resonating. Take it as a sign. But what are we overcoming here? So we are actually stepping into this version of ourselves that really knows what he or she deserves and that really goes after it. So takes action, aligned action towards it, and lets go of all of the burdens that come from the past. I see you carrying a lot of burdens that that maybe weren't yours to carry to begin with, but you had to carry them in order to become the version of yourself that you are now here today. And if you want to know more about this, check out my the readings that I did before, because there I'm going into like the healing path of this. But what I'm feeling right now is that we are really on the verge to jumping off the cliff and really stepping into a whole new version of ourselves that's really aligned with our path, with our future path, and that really takes action, that really, does the things that are necessary in order to move forward, in order to move towards our desires, and letting go of all the past burdens, letting go of all these past fears that kept us, in a limited expression. I feel like a lot of you have been limiting their expression due to old ideas, old stories, fears, old situations that, didn't play out the way you wanted them, or like let you f left you feel like really, really hurt. And I feel like due to this Mercury retrograde in Leo, and even if you're coming across this reading, at a different time, this is still like is not time sensitive. This is a timeless reading. So, you know, you are seeing this reading for a reason now. But what I wanted to say is that we are really letting go of these burdens. And there's a shift in our relationships. There's a shift in our career. There's something I feel like a newfound confidence, almost a newfound confidence that helps us to really take action and that helps us to really move forward in a more aligned way. Mm, and I see us really overcoming or changing old habits, old patterns that weren't, that were really detrimental to our highest expression. You know, for example, if you are believing that you are not deserving of, good experiences, then you always kind of sabotage yourself. You're doing things that aren't good for you. You are, your mindset, your whole emotional experience is consistently keeping you stuck in a loop And I think that's what we are moving out of. Like I pulled the strength card, as a sign of we are overcoming something here. And what we are overcoming is the devil and the Knight of Swords. And the Knight of Swords is somebody who is very in a, there are always two sides, but I take it as a shadow side of the Knight of Swords. And the Knight of Swords is very hasty. He does things out of impulse, but it's not coming from a place of integrity. It's not coming from a place of confidence. It's more coming from a place of wanting to avoid you know, feelings of rejection, wanting to avoid feelings of disappointment, wanting to avoid feelings of not being good enough, and therefore like doing something hasty, doing something that is maybe like not really aligned with what you want to do actually. And the devil is very much talking about bad habits that we are overcoming, like really letting go of like habits that aren't serving our path. And I see that also as like just emotional patterns, like ways of thinking, like really things that have kept us like limited. This could be you like consistently being attached to this feeling of things not working out for you. And this is something that we are overcoming, or doing things because our we feel like our worth, getting like, short-term satisfaction. For example, if you're feeling down, drinking alcohol, or if you are not feeling good, then you're just like, watching something in order to get over it, or something like that. Like really doing things that aren't actually aligned with what's going on in the moment, but that just help us in the moment to get out of it, or just like binge eating if you feel like down or something. In the moment it might be satisfying, but after you feel even more down. That's what I mean, like with this short-term satisfaction. um, we are letting that go. um, Also, for example, like something that I did in the past, especially when I'm thinking about my business, it was always hard for me to kind of like market myself or share myself, like really talk about my work, because I was feeling like I'm not deserving, or who am I to actually, think that I can do something beneficial for other people. There was always like this fear almost, or this mindset of, I have nothing to give, or even, or when I have something to give, it's maybe harming other people. There was always a very deep, deep fear about my own gifts, about my own expression. And I think that a lot of us have that. Um, especially when you're working in a spiritual realm, especially when you're working with like very, otherworldly things. A lot of people are scared of that, and we also just grow up with that idea that, being witchy and like doing all of these things, like, things that are not in the physical is dangerous, it's unknown, it's witchy, it's bad, something like that. So that's definitely something that I have been dealing with. And therefore, when I marketed myself, it was always very like hasty, or not well thought through, or just trying to like, when you are like trying to get the courage to do something, but then you're doing it in a way that's actually not really grounded, not really aligned, not really, yeah, aligned. I just don't have another word. Just developing that confidence. I think that's something that we are learning here. I think that's something that we are learning here, overcoming those struggles, overcoming those fears, um, of being misunderstood, of not fitting in, of, yeah, there are a lot of like fears that could come up with this. But what I'm seeing is that we are gaining a lot more confidence when it comes to our desires. We are gaining a lot more momentum and groundedness when it comes to our desires. At the bottom of the deck, I have the Ace of Cups. So whatever you are desiring, whatever you want to have in your life, there's emotional fulfillment coming with this. And I see you really stepping stepping up to the assignment. Yeah, that's what I'm hearing. Stepping up to the assignment, really taking it step by step, but believing in yourself and believing that good things are possible for you and believing that you are meant to experience whatever you desire and whatever you want. For some of you, again, this could be in relationships, opening up to another person, being vulnerable about how you feel, sharing your emotions, you know, gaining the confidence to really putting yourself out there in your relationships, or even like, sometimes it's about you really saying what it is that you need and what it is that you desire, and not or not already shutting it down because you think, oh, the other person might not perceive it right, or it's not going to land well, or I'm not going to get what I desire anyway, so why even try? Stuff like that. So there's definitely some sort of confidence coming here that is helping us to move forward. Yeah, I really love that. I really love that here. Maybe I'm going to pull some more cards. Let me get some more here on this. Interesting. Can you clarify this, please? Yeah. So what I'm seeing here is I pulled the Two of Pentacles and the Devil. So what this could mean is that you are currently in this phase of balancing the old and the new. You might feel like sometimes these old things that you actually want to overcome are surfacing again, and then new is coming. So it's like a balancing act at the moment. Every time we are in a big transition phase, when we are like really, stepping into a new version of ourselves, it's normal that our old fears are coming up to the surface again, and we might like fall back for a minute, and then we, pull ourselves up again and go forward. So don't take it as a sign that it's not working if you're still like in this place where you have this like, sometimes it goes up and you feel very confident, and you have it all together and you can actually move forward in a very aligned way. And then sometimes, the old is coming back and you are finding yourself, feeling old fears again, finding yourself like, um, continuing or like following old habits that aren't actually really aligned. Be patient with yourself here. Be patient with yourself here and be compassionate with yourself here, because this process is taking some time. It's really taking some time to ground in. And I feel like this is a major, major, major shift for a lot of us, for a lot of you. So, it's normal again that it's not happening overnight. Let's see if there's something else that wants to be said here. Yeah, there's a new sense of self-worth, the Queen of Pentacles. You are integrating a new sense of self-worth, and this helps you to gain confidence. Mm, And I'm looking at the rainbow here as well, which is always a sign for me that, after the rain, there's a rainbow coming. So we are definitely currently moving out of a rainy phase, moving out of a rainy phase where we were maybe like dissatisfied or like pessimistic, or sometimes a little bit like just apathetic. And we are moving out of that, and we are gaining like new momentum, we're gaining new passion, we're gaining new energy for what it is that we desire. And I want you to know that you are really, really moving towards your desires. Don't question yourself, don't doubt yourself, even if those old things are coming up sometimes. And also, I have to say, with the doubts, also, if the old doubts are coming up sometimes, know that you are moving towards something very, very beautiful. And yeah, there's a lot of fulfillment, a lot of passion, a lot of joy going to come. But there's also some action needed, you know, it's not only just sitting around and, being, I don't know, meditating. It's also about like really taking action and really, taking aligned action and giving yourself also time to do that. Because as I said before, with the King of Swords here, he's very hasty. He sometimes like does things out of an impulse, but it's not really, and it's also very mental, but it's not coming from your body. It's not coming from passion. Let me see if there's something else from the Oracle cards that wants to be shared. Ooh, I got the stairs and I got the castle. Beautiful. Okay, so what I'm getting with the stairs, do you see she's like sitting here on the stairs, and also there's also a new moon. The new moon is happening in Virgo in 2 weeks. So maybe there's something about this next new moon that is very significant. Maybe there's a new kind of maybe there's a new milestone that you're reaching with this new moon. Um, that is that is kind of like yeah, maybe there's a new milestone that you're reaching with this new moon. Because she's like sitting on the stairs, the cat is sitting on the stairs, and she's sitting there like knowing that she still has some stairs to go, but she's still sitting there, and very confident. So something about her is telling me that you are maybe that there is still a lot of room to grow, or there's still some way to go towards what it is that you desire. But I feel like you're very satisfied with the progress that you made. You're very satisfied with where you are at the moment. And this could signify that this new moon is bringing this new sense of confidence that I was talking about, this new sense of like feeling really stable as well. Because also Virgo is a very earthy sign. Virgo is an earth sign. Virgo is talking about routines, habits. So it could be that you are actually having certain routines, habits that actually help you to feel more stable and confident. I don't want to like already talk about the new moon because there's still like and 1.5 weeks to go. But with the stairs, I really feel like there is this new sense of confidence that is allowing you to move in a way that feels like more balanced, that feels more balanced and aligned. And it gives you like confidence. As I said, it feels like you are, you are, yeah, it feels like you are trusting more in the divine. That's what I'm getting here. And with this castle, it's almost like, yeah, with the castle, I think your desires are meant. So I feel like this is really significant that those came out together. I think you are moving towards this beautiful, abundant, you know, castle that you built for yourself. This is not, literally talking about a castle. It means just like the castle means abundance, means a new sense of, yeah, it means abundance. Means abundance. That's it. That's what it is. I'm going to read the castle because I'm actually kind of like interested in what it says. I know it a bit, but not too well. So let's read it. And it's the number 21. I saw in the number 21, it's about the Empress. And the Empress is like a very beautiful card. It's the divine feminine. It's like receiving, being very sure about yourself, but not in a like egotistical kind of way, and but not just knowing your worth and knowing what you deserve. That's the Empress. And then she's magnetizing all of her desires towards her. So that could be literally what this card is about. Moment of wholeness. The castle, you've always had the power. You just had to learn it for yourself. This is the time to own your story and embrace all the chapters of your life. It's a time for celebration and recognition. Pat yourself on the back. You've made it. You've sailed through uncertainty. You've dived into joy, and you're here today. Honor and be grateful for your story. Take a moment to look back and see how far you've come. It's been a long road, and the passage of the years has not been in vain. If you've grown and become resilient in your own way, look at the beautiful person you've become. Recognize the power within you and make an inventory of the blessings that have come your way. Celebrate your life. Feel accomplished. Thrive in joy. And recognize your hard work and progress in all aspects of your life. You've been drifting far too long now. It's your time to thrive. In balance, celebrating your accomplishments, feeling whole, giving yourself recognition, honoring your story. So beautiful. Oh my God. I didn't expect this card to be so aligned and beautiful, actually. But yeah, it basically describes what I said already about you feeling really good about yourself and really confident and knowing what you deserve. Also with this Empress card, with the Empress number. So yeah, guys, I think that's it for today. I hope you enjoyed this reading. I am so excited how you liked it. Obviously, always please give me a comment or a like if you liked it. If you want to give me some feedback, I'm so appreciative of that. And also if you actually stayed until the end, give me a lion. Give me a lion in the comments because it's Leo season, and also the strength card is about, it's showing a lion. So let's do that. And without further ado, I wrap up this video and I thank you so much for listening. Bye, loves.